not touching things.
Wow. You have to get up, do what they do. But that was insane. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Come on! I make go records, baby. I'm liking this. Hello and welcome to Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. Blackhawks playing their 34th game of the season. Back end of a back-to-back at home against the Minnesota Wild. And you're going to have to excuse me because it's been a while. I kind of need to stretch, you gotta be safe here. Oh, alright. The Hawks win! Blackhawks win 5-3 over the Wild thanks to Patrick Kane activating Showtime and getting himself a hat trick. Only his 6th of his career, which is kind of weird to say because 6 is actually a decent amount of hat tricks for a career, but when you're talking about Patrick Kane, that number just seems kind of low, doesn't it? Nevertheless, fun fact, because we haven't had a whole lot of fun facts lately, Patrick Kane with these 3 goals, actually with just his first goal, but the other 2 were nice to haves as well. With his 3 goals, he has jumped ahead of Sidney Crosby for the most points in this decade. And considering that Sidney Crosby is currently on injured reserve and there's only like 16-ish more days in this decade, you gotta like Patrick Kane's chances of finishing the decade on top of that leaderboard. So that's kind of cool. You know what's also cool? Winning. Yeah, Hawks did that for the first time in a while. I say we should probably do this a little bit more. Leonard in net for the Hawks since Crawford played last night. Just obvious choice there. A rookie in net for the Wild, and despite him having pretty good numbers in his few starts this year, he's still a rookie, and you got to imagine that the Hawks have the advantage in this regard. Despite that supposed advantage in net, you got to look ahead to the teams in front of those goalies, and you got the Hawks, who have struggled as of late, losing their last 4 games. Then you have the Wild coming in, having won 10 of their last 15 games, one of the hotter teams in the league. Started the year absolutely atrocious, but they've figured something out since then, and they're on a bit of a roll here, and, well, this is anyone's ball game. And this ball game / puck game, whatever you want to call it, was a back-and-forth affair this entire time, but the Hawks would strike first a little over 7.5 minutes into the game. Patrick Kane with the puck in the offensive zone behind the goal line, and he tries the wraparound. It seemingly gets stuffed. He has a couple more whacks at it, but it seems like the rookie goaltender has stuffed the mighty Patrick Kane all 3 times. The puck continues on, play continues on. Eventually there's a whistle, a dead puck, and we get a review. And the official word from Toronto rains down upon the arena and says that the puck officially crossed the goal line on one of those whacks, and therefore the Blackhawks are awarded a good goal. I really don't know what accent I was doing there, just don't worry about it. The only thing you should worry about is that the Hawks are now up 1-0. 3 minutes later, the Blackhawks would find themselves on the power play. Strome with a great keep-in on the boards. Kane would pick up the puck, get it to Taves, who then taps it right back to Kane in the high slot, and he puts a shot on net, and the Hawks get some good puck luck for the first time in what seems like a long time. Puck hits off Suter's stick, kind of redirects a little bit through the 5-hole, and the Hawks are up 2-0. But we do know that 2-goal leads are the worst lead in hockey for a reason. A minute later, the Wild find themselves on a power play, and, well, Eric Staal just unleashes a rocket of a slap shot, one-timer past Leonard. That would be Eric Staal's 1,000th point in his career, an absolutely fantastic milestone and a fantastic career he has had. Just can't really say enough good things about him, despite him being on the Wild. He's a tremendous player. This game goes into the second period with the Hawks up 2-1. We would get some 4-on-4 action early on in the second period. Unfortunately, the Wild would get the better of it. Kevin Fiala with a breakaway. He beats Robin Leonard, and we have a 2-2 game 2 minutes into the second period. Thankfully for the Hawks, 8 minutes into the middle frame, Murphy with the puck at the point does a good job changing his angle, throws a puck on net. David Kampf with the redirection gets past the goalie, and the Hawks regain their lead 3-2. Unfortunately for the Hawks, they'd give that lead right back up with a little over 5.5 minutes left to play in the second period. Kevin Fiala with the puck on the left-hand side. He throws the puck towards the crease, and some bad puck luck strikes the Hawks as it goes off Mata's skate and 5-hole past Leonard. And this game is tied up 3-3 going into the third. The third period would be back and forth just like the first two periods. But as the period would go on and the impending possibility that this game could go into overtime and possibly a shootout with Leonard in net, that was getting a little scary. But thankfully, with a little over 6 minutes left to go in the game, the Blackhawks would grab the lead. Murphy, once again, doing a good job getting a shot through from the point, and it gets redirected, this time by Brandon Saad. And the Hawks go up 4-3. Brandon Saad has been one of, if not the most consistent players this entire year for the Blackhawks, and he's been doing all the right things, and finally seeing him consistently getting on the score sheet and getting clutch goals like this, it's just good to see. It's good to see him past his whole hitting the post phase. It was just a phase for like 2 years. That wasn't the real Brandon. The Blackhawks would shut it down from there, which is something we haven't really been able to say a whole lot of this year, but they did it tonight. Patrick Kane would add an empty net goal late to give himself the hat trick and secure the victory for the Blackhawks. The Hawks win 5-3 over the Wild, with hats raining down from the balconies and Chelsea Dagger blasting from the speakers in galaxies both near and far. The Blackhawks winning 62% of the draws in this game certainly helped. The Hawks only taking one penalty, even though the Wild scored on that one power play. That certainly helped. The Hawks not having a 2-shot period also helped. Was it a perfect game? No. Were there mistakes? Yes. But Hawks found a way to get it done, and a win is a win is a win is a win. And despite the recent struggles that the Hawks have had, the players needed this. I think us fans needed this. So just take it. Until the next game, smile. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.